All right, so this is a brief introduction to SolutionView 3.0. I'm really going to focus on the customer Y, from the customer Y within the system, from the key outcomes all the way through to the final review page for the customer. And so my name is Tim Costello, and with me playing the customer is Wendy Costello.
Hello.
All right, so here we go. So Wendy, your key areas or concerns or the goals that you wanted to achieve were that your feet were getting wet and cold in the laundry area every time you would go down there to do your laundry, and you've got a light bulb that you have to flip on and off, and you're kind of afraid of getting an electric shock, and you really want the water to stop coming in through the floors and through the walls and not have it get worse anymore. And then along with that, you do plan on staying in this house with you and your husband until you retire, and you want to make sure the job is, when it's done right, and you won't have to worry about it anymore. Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, so if that's what you want, well, besides that, is there anything else that you wanted to have included?
No, you covered everything.
Okay, so if that's what you want, what we need to do first is to make sure that the water doesn't come in anymore, and to keep that basement dry and to keep it dry all the time. And then the other thing that we want to do is to prevent that wall from coming in any further. So we want to fully stabilize those walls. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
All right, so we'll take a look at the very first product area, which is under basement. And that is where we have, keep the whole basement dry and keep it dry all the time. And then while we were watching the videos, you wanted to know if there was a solution that would cover up those cracks and make that wall look nicer, and we looked at that Zen wall. So we can go ahead and learn more about that under Fix Wall. So when I click this here, you're going to be able to learn about the pricing on that, and if it's something that you decide is not for you, we can just easily click it off just like that. But since I'm here, it'll only take a couple minutes. Let's just go ahead and look at that. And then the other area that we looked at while we were down in the basement is your humidity levels were at 65%. And we talked about the moisture control system with the April Air, and that is underneath prevent mold and reduce odor. So the same thing, if that's something that's of interest to you, we can keep it on there or turn it off. So we'll go ahead and hit save there. And then the next area to stabilize your walls is the Geolock wall anchor systems, which we covered, which is the perfect solution to fix the problem that you're having with. So we'll go ahead and hit save there. So these are all the products that we're going to be taking a look at. So next we're just shifting. Normally you'd go through the videos here, but we're actually going to go right to the build the areas and go to the very first video. So Wendy, before I calculate the solutions that are specific to fixing your home, first I'd like to show you a short video that answers a lot of questions my customers have about why we fix the homes. So I'll go ahead and hit play.
Well, that's everything we have to show you.
So it goes through the whole video, and then I say, makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Do you have any questions on that?
No, not at all.
All right. So the next video that we show is Meet the Engineer. So I'd like you to meet our engineers. They're the ones that actually design and test these solutions. So they're pretty incredible. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play here.
Hello, my name is Jeff Corton. I'm a geotechnical engineer and the...
Pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, what did you like most about what Jeff said?
Blah, 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 blah.
Yes, blah, 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 blah. It was really great the way we have those customized solutions to solve those specific problems. That it's not a cookie cutter approach, that we pretty much design a solution that's specific to your home. And then after that, we go to the area setup page, and I introduced that. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the main areas where we're going to be fixing the problems that you're having. So the first area that we're going to type in here is the north area, and that is in the laundry room. And the product area that we already talked about is the basement. So this area is where we write notes to our crew. So I'm just going to make a note about your new carpeting. First floor, would like it to be covered. And that they should enter through the front door. Enter through the front door. Okay, so we'll enter everything there, save and continue. So the keep the whole basement dry, that is our water protection system. That is the main reason why you called, and we're going to mark that as a primary reason to move forward, our primary solution. The next one is keep dry all the time, which is our sump system. That is also a primary solution. Now the fixed walls, you didn't call us out for that, so that would be considered a secondary reason, and basically you're going to be able to look at the pricing and decide if that's something that you want to do later. And also with the moisture control system, that's under mold, reduce odors, that is also a secondary solution that we're going to be taking a look at. So I'll go ahead and hit save and continue, and here this is where I actually enter the details of the product. So you're familiar with the water guard within your laundry area. Just looking at the drawing here, you had a total of 35 feet. And then with the cracked floor with the bleeder lines, 20 feet of bleeder lines. And with those two, that's a total of 55 feet. So we recommend inspection ports for every 10 feet. So 6 inspection ports total underneath the keep the whole basement dry. Then under keep dry all the time, which is the sump system, you really like that triple safe, so we're going with one of those. And you also like the buried discharge line, which is our Ice Guard lawn combo kit. You wanted it to evacuate to your garden area, and that required an additional 15 feet of buried discharge line, so we're just going to go ahead and add that as well. So 15 feet here. So just taking a look at that list real quick, I think that includes everything. Back over here on the drawing. And then under fixed walls, you really like that Zen paneling. It's going to really make that wall look nice, plus it's going to provide a vapor barrier and some insulation protection. So a total of 60 feet of Zen wall that you'll need there. And then the last area is the prevent mold and reduce odors, which is the April air. One April air, and then because of the tight floor spacing, you wanted to add the April air hanging kit. And then you wanted to go directly into the family room, so we're going to add the April air living space duct kit. Okay, so that's everything for all of those product areas. Did you have any questions on anything that I entered here?
No.
All right, so we'll go ahead and hit save and continue. And we're going to add another area, and that is for the wall. So this is on the north wall. And it is also in the laundry room. And the repair type is the wall area. And I'm going to make a note here about the backyard that it is fenced in with a 40-inch gate. And they will need to bring the dingo, which is a small piece of heavy equipment to help us do the drilling for the geolock system. And I'm just going to put the projection for the patio of 16 feet. So they know the distance of how far they have to come out from the house. And that is a primary solution that we need to solve your problem of the walls coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that primary. So this is our load calculator. This allows me to enter more detailed information about the construction of your home to figure out the spacing. So our engineers actually designed this tool, and it's a tool that they would use if they were here sitting with us right now. So I'm going to go ahead and enter those specifics. So you got a 7-foot wall, and I'm going to change this from a power brace to the geolock wall anchor system. So you can see those geolocks there. And then from the top of the wall down on the exterior grade, that's 1 foot, and the wall length that we're looking at is only 16 feet. And the maximum inward deflection is 1.5 feet. Now you noticed when I enter that in, it gives me these maximum measurements. And this is really the spacing. So 3.5 feet from the corner, and then 6 feet in between. And then if I scroll down, you can see here on the very bottom, it's recommending a total of 3 geolocks. So when I enter save and continue, it brings that estimated quantity up over here, and that's exactly what I'm going to enter in for the geolock system. And we'll need 3 extensions because the patio is 16 feet and our geolocks only go out 12 feet. And then we'll also need 3 geolock anchor couplers to couple those together. All right. So that looks like everything under the wall stabilization. Any questions on this page? All right. So the next area relates to really protecting the rest of your house with the water protection. So we're going to put rest of house here, and we're going to put water protection. And that is under the repair type is basement. And this is to add to new water guard in laundry area. And again, you know, this is something for you to take a look at the cost, and if you decide that it's not for you, we can always take it off of here. So I'll go ahead and hit save and continue. And then it's under keep the whole basement dry, but this is secondary. This is not why you call it. This is really to protect the rest of the home, to prevent water from coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that secondary. And then you don't have any bleeder lines because you don't have any cracking on the floor and the rest of the house. So all we really need to add here is a water guard. You have a total of 65 feet of water guard there. And then inspection ports, we would need a total of 7 inspection ports. Any questions on that? So now we've got all 3 of these areas. We've got the north area laundry room for the water guard system, the north wall for the laundry room, and then the rest of the house for the water protection. Now this is whole house. Did you notice I didn't enter that in? Now that was actually generated by the computer when at the very beginning of the information that I was collecting about the home that we would store in our computer. It actually generates that for the wall defense bracket. Now you remember looking at that bracket, that's basically to protect the walls to prevent them from coming any further. Remember looking at that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, does that make sense then?
Yep.
All right, so we'll be looking at all of these. So we're going to go to the next screen, and the next screen is really, it's going to give you a few options to choose from. The first option, it includes the primary reasons of why you called. The second and third option has the additional things that we talked about, plus some package discount pricing that you may want to take advantage of. So this is just a starting point, but know this, that you can modify this in whatever way that you want, balancing the value that you want for your home and the price that makes sense for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
All right, let's continue. So we'll go ahead, and now we're going to see these 3 options, and I'm going to go ahead and expand these windows or these drop downs out just so you can see all the different areas. And this is organized by the solutions on the left hand side. And then as you go across, you can see all of those solutions under each of these areas. So we've got area 1 or option 1, option 2, and option 3. So option 1, that includes everything that you called us for. Option 2, that has the additional items that you may want to consider doing right now. And then option 3, that's my favorite option, not because it costs the most, but because it has the most value and it is our absolute best solution that we have available for our customers. And the customers that decide to implement it are never disappointed. So it is the most complete solution that will take care of everything that you want, and you'll be very happy with it. So, getting back to option 1, obviously, that's why you called us. But let me ask you this: what are your thoughts on protecting your entire home to prevent, these types of things from happening down the road?
Well, that would be nice, but my finances aren't exactly there. So
Okay.
option 2, I think, would be the best one because I don't want any mold.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll go ahead and select option 2, and we'll hit save and continue. Now there is one adjustment that I have to make here, is under the rest of the house. That really only falls under option 3. So actually there is an adjustment onto option 2. So the price went down.
Yeah, that looks better.
Yeah. So that's just something within the computer that I have to remember to do every time I add that. So that's good news. So we'll go ahead and hit save and continue. So this is the option that you selected. It has all the things that you really wanted to accomplish with your goals. It's going to, keep the laundry room dry. You won't have to worry about stepping in the water or getting an electric shock. It's going to stabilize those walls, and the walls are going to look great with that Zen wall. Plus, the humidity level in the laundry area and really throughout your entire house is going to be taken care of. So here you can see all of the items listed here with the work that's going to be done. And all of our pricing includes the pulling the permits, the products and the labor, as well as the cleanup. So everything's included in all the pricing. All right, so the deposit would be $4,805, and the balance due at completion would be $11,213.91. So everything is in the computer, so let me draw everything up. So tell me, when do you plan on making a decision? In the next month, the next week? Or?
Right now, I think I just want to make it now.
Okay, that sounds awesome. Well, I have something that you're really going to like. It's our same-day savings. So at this point, I'm going to stop it. Then we would actually go through the same-day savings. So there, I did make a mistake about the pricing. I should have covered that in the previous page under the 3 columns, but I did pick it up at the very end. So that's the overview, and you can see that I'm creating this on the fly in front of the customers. One of the important things you really have to do is have the areas designated, I believe, before you get into the house and how you're going to break those up. And then, because the computer system doesn't automatically generate the numbers for the water control, I had to manually enter that, and you can only add it under option 2, and that's why I had to click it off under option 2. And again, I caught that error, but that would need to be clicked off, and so that it only shows up under option 3. So hopefully that was helpful for everybody. Thanks for listening. Wendy, thank you for participating.
No problem.